everybody. So we're in the middle of this COVID virus. I'm here hanging out with my daughter, and I've been thinking a lot about interesting videos to do, and hopefully you'll find this one interesting. This one's all about American-made products. Now, I've always liked buying products from around the world as well as American products. I love the idea of competition as well as getting interesting items from around the world. However, I've become more and more convinced that I should be supporting American-made clothing. A couple reasons for this. One, so many companies, including American companies, that make clothes in other countries actually exploit the workers there. And some of the companies basically operate slave-like conditions for their workers. So if I am going to buy clothes from overseas, I want to make sure that the people I'm buying the clothes from are not exploiting the workers. Another reason I really want to focus on purchasing some American products this year, though, is because there are a lot of great American products out there, but American companies, a lot of them have stopped making clothes, and I kind of want to encourage that. I want to encourage companies that pay a living wage to people, and I also would like to support my neighbors, my community, my nation during this really difficult time in history. So I'm going to still buy things around the world, but for the next year, I'm going to really focus on finding the best American-made products. At least that's a few things I should say. First of all, we're not in my normal domain here. I'm actually hanging out with my daughter today, and she's doing the filming. She's my right-hand woman here, kind of taking care of that, and she's better at this stuff than I am. So there's some pictures in the background and stuff that are more from her world, although right over here, we do notice some 1980s stuff, which makes me very happy. She's got some Scandals and Go-Go's, which, by the way, was the first LA women's band, all women playing their own instruments, writing their own songs to hit the top 10. So that's just a side note there, so pretty cool stuff. So anyway, my first venture into buying American clothing only for the next year includes footwear. And I've been looking for shoes that are excellent, that I can wear for this next school year as a teacher, but that are also affordable to me, which can be difficult when these companies are paying a living wage to the workers. And I want to support that, but I don't make a lot of money, so I got to be careful. But I'm going to start with something besides shoes to start off with. Look at these socks that I found this summer. I'm really excited about. These are from Mount Rushmore, and it says, "Speak softly and carry a big stick." And that, of course, is a quote from Theodore Roosevelt. And Theodore Roosevelt, a lot of people don't know this, but this guy was the president who actually mandated equal pay for women working for the federal government. I thought that was pretty cool. A lot of people don't understand the great things that he did. He was also the first president to have an African American to the White House as a guest of honor, to be respected and honored for their achievements. And that was kind of cool. And he had Booker T. Washington to the White House, which is kind of neat. Okay, now moving beyond my American-made socks, because those were American-made socks, my Theodore Roosevelt socks at Mount Rushmore, those are made in the U.S., which I love, by the way. We're gonna move to the shoes themselves, so let me pick this up right here. These are the PF Flyers that I just ordered, and I'm really kind of excited about these. I haven't worn them yet, haven't really tried them on or anything. I just received these. And for those of you who don't know, PF Flyers were one of the original tennis shoes or sneakers made in the United States, one of the first sneakers in the world. Back in the 1930s, you had Keds, you had Converse, the Jack Purcells, the Chuck Taylors, but you also had this thing called PF Flyer. And the PF stands for Posture Foundation, because they actually had probably the best arch support for an athletic shoe at the time. And the shoe was manufactured by B.F. Goodrich starting in 1937. B.F. Goodrich today is known mostly for tires. Back then they manufactured these rubber for tennis shoes and made the tennis shoes themselves. Now in 1975 they stopped making PF Flyers. And a shoe that was very popular, seen in movies like The Sandlot, if you've seen that, kind of faded from the American lexicon. But 25 years later, starting in the early 2000s, they started making PF Flyers again, but it was no longer BF Goodrich doing it. PF Flyers began to be manufactured by New Balance. Now, New Balance, which makes their own line of running shoes and athletic shoes as well, including basketball shoes for people like Kawhi Leonard. They are based in Massachusetts. And not all of their shoes are made in the United States. However, of all the major shoe manufacturers, they produce more shoes than the United States. They have a lot of lines that are produced here. They're more expensive than their other shoes because of the labor cost here, but they're also really, really well made. PF Flyers, same thing. A number of the PF Flyers are produced around the world, some in different countries besides the United States. But when you go to their website, the cool thing is you can actually search through their Made in USA line, as you can do with New Balance as well. And I look for the sales because it's a little much for me to buy them at full price. And the shoes I'm about to show you, these were well over $100 to start off with. I got them for $45. And well, let's take a look. Let's look in the box here. Open up the box. Now, first of all, I really like this. There's an alternative pair of shoelaces here, so you can wear the black, the white tennis shoes. And then I've got a congratulations here. Congratulations on your choice of this famous quality footwear made in the United States of America and inspected by number 34. Kind of cool. I like that. I like that nice little touch there. Very Disney-esque. You know, Disney always said, you know, the details matter, and I love that they got the details here. And then I have a little storage bag that comes with it. A little canvas bag to put my PF Flyers in, and the classic green label right here. We see the shoes inside here. You'll notice that this green tag with the PF on it, Posture Foundation from the old days, shows up on everything they do. Now I'm going to put this down for a second and bring the bag up. You'll notice that they look kind of similar to Converse, the Chuck Taylors. A little different if you look at the toe with the ridge line here, a little thicker. In the back you can see the PF there. Pull out the other one here. Ooh, this is kind of cool. Let's see, attached to it is this little tag. And you can see the state of Massachusetts with the factory location designated there that came with this. It must have popped off. And then we'll look inside. Ooh, look at this. Again, I like all these details here. And you can see the red, white, and blue stripe here. It's kind of neat little extra details. And then I'll pull out there here. You got the white shoelaces for this one here. And then you can see once again, noted made in the USA. Very old school, but also you've got this cool modern sole, but with the retro look on it. Isn't that nice? Kind of really cool. I like this. I'm gonna try these on in a little bit, but so far, pretty excited about my new PF Flyers. These, if you're wondering what size these are size 14D. And if those seem a little too big for you, it's probably because you're shorter than I am. I'm 6'8", actually just a little bit over 6'8", and if my feet weren't this big, I might fall over, so pretty cool. So I like these. My daughter already told me in the break in our filming that she's gonna take the canvas bag away from me, and I'm sure she will. So let's put these down and go, okay, so we're moving on to a bigger box. If you haven't figured it out, bigger box means bigger shoes. These are actually boots, and these are work boots that can also be worn you know, for a night out or just for fashion or whatever, but these do qualify as work boots. And if you notice here, it says Thorogood since 1892. The Weinbrenner Company actually started in 1892, and they started using the Thorogood name for their work boots in 1918, which of course was the last year of the Great War. And that kind of brings up an interesting point because, you know, as we're going around wearing masks and everything now with this worldwide pandemic, it's interesting that the last time Americans walked around wearing masks was in 1918, 1919, 1920, when we had this worldwide flu. And a lot of people don't realize this today, but that worldwide flu actually killed many more people than World War I itself, which was called the Great War back then. So it was in the middle of very difficult circumstances that the Weinbrenner Company started manufacturing the Thorogood boot. Now, I'm really excited about these boots for a couple reasons. One, I like the way they look online, so I'm excited to see what they look like in person. But another reason I'm excited about this is that this work boot, which is made in Wisconsin, is union made, so the workers are receiving a really good wage for their labor. The boots are expected to last a lifetime because they're so well constructed by the people who work by hand on these. And the other thing I like about this is the company itself is actually, as of 2000 or 2001, owned by the workers themselves. The workers bought the company. They own the company that they work for. I don't know, I think that's pretty cool, pretty neat. It probably means that we're gonna have this company for some time to come. And I really wanted to kind of support them in this. It's interesting too that Wisconsin, which is home to the Green Bay Packers, which is not my football team. I am a Rams fan. It's okay if you're a Packer fan. I do like one thing about the Packers though, and that is the Packers are actually owned by the people who go to the games. You can actually buy stock in the Packers football team, kind of similar to what we have here with the Thorogood boot, which is owned by the workers themselves. So we're going to take a look at these boots right now. Let's take the band off here, and got a little nice carrying case. I'm actually going to keep these boxes. I'm trying to get rid of boxes these days, but I got to keep these. These are like heirloom boxes to me. Let's flip open the stars and stripes here. You see wrapped here in the Thorogood paper here are the boots themselves. And once again, I really, really like the logo here with the flying wheel. I think that's pretty cool. It seems very workman or workwoman-like. And I'll pull these up here. And we got the tag here. Right. And then this leather, I wish you could smell it. Oh, this smells good. These are wonderful, wonderful shoes. This sole, I think, is going to put me in at close to 6'10". Once it's done, because I'm about 6'8½", so I'm kind of excited about that as well. And we got a little rubber band holding this together as well. And you can see inside, these are waterproof, and you can see that the tongue will not allow too much moisture in. But this leather is waterproof. I'm kind of excited about that. Take a look at the logo right there, bottom. Really cool. These are very modern boots. I'm going to get some other boots at some point that are more traditional, but these are going to be great for when I take students to Washington, D.C., and I'm out in the rain and stuff like that, and this sole will stand up to a good hard day. I'll also be using these boots as I make my YouTube videos on colder days, and I'll be using them during teaching days as well. But for now, here are my brand new Thorogood size 14D work boots, and be looking for me wearing these in videos to come. I just want to thank my daughter Jang Mei, which is her nickname. I'm not going to use her real name on YouTube, but that's her nickname, Jang Mei. And I want to thank her for her help today. And I also want to just make sure everyone is clear on the fact that I'm not against buying imported goods at all. Really, I'm just trying to encourage people to think about looking at what their neighbors produce, what their countrymen and countrywomen produce, and to support each other in a tough time. And also, I want to encourage myself that even when I'm buying goods from another country, that I look closely at where it's coming from and make sure that no one's being exploited in the process, at least if I can help it. It's hard to do that, but I'd like to try to do that more. So, not trying to get too serious here, but just to think about how I use my money. I need to be a steward of the money that I have, and I want to be kind of smart about that. But we live in a wonderful, wonderful world. It's a really tough time right now, and I'm just trying to think about what I do with the little bit of money that I do have. And in the weeks to come, I'll be shooting more YouTube videos. I am Mr. G, or just G, whatever you want to think of me as. I'll be out there looking around at stuff, and I hope you'll join me as we explore Southern California, and as I upload some of those videos, and be looking for me wearing some of my new boots and new shoes. Before I go, my daughter suggested that I maybe share the difference between what she would consider to be a normal size shoe and my 14D. So here's my new Pia Flyer. Here is her well-worn, well-used size 6 Converse. There they are. Father, daughter. Anyway, thanks for joining me today. God bless you. Have a great day.
Don't forget to subscribe down below and hit that notification bell to be notified of the next time we post. Also, my dog is the cutest dog, and you can't tell me otherwise. Just kidding. I love dogs. Okay, bye.